Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's podcast, where we will talk about something exciting: driving a car. This episode will help you improve your listening skills and you will learn some new vocabulary. Today, I will share my own story about learning to drive and some important experiences I've had. We will focus on a few important words, words like dirt road, ignition, rear view mirror, turn signal, brake, steering wheel, overtake, and fuel. These words are commonly used when talking about driving. I have a question for you before we start. Do you know how to drive a car? If yes, what was your experience learning to drive? Share your answer in the comments. Read what others wrote too. This way you can help others and yourself by practicing. Let me begin by telling you about the first time my dad taught me to drive the car. A friend of mine taught me how to do the basics. Simple stuff. A friend of mine taught me how to do the basics, simple stuff. And he did it on an abandoned dirt road that nobody used. A dirt road is a path or road made from natural ground, not covered with pavement like asphalt or concrete. It's usually made of soil or sand or gravel. After learning the simple things on this dirt road, I was going to ride with my dad on the normal road, where other cars were driving as well. It was a sunny afternoon, and my dad was teaching me how to drive a car. He started off by saying, to start the car, you need to insert the key in the ignition. The ignition is the place where you insert the car key to start the engine. In modern cars, it might even be a button that you press instead of using a key. Without turning on the ignition, the car won't move. It's like waking up the car. Once the car started, my dad told me, always check your rear view mirror before driving. The rear view mirror is a mirror inside the car that lets you see what's behind you. It is very important for safety. For example, if a car is close behind you, you can see it in the rear view mirror and drive carefully. I moved the rear view mirror and also checked the side mirrors as well. My dad always said, a good driver checks the mirrors often. As I started to drive, we came to a corner where I had to turn. My dad said, don't forget to use the turn signal. The turn signal is a light on your car that shows other drivers which way you are going. If you want to turn left, you use the left signal. If you want to turn right, you use the right signal. It's polite and safe to let others know your plans. Using the turn signal is easy. You push the lever up or down, depending on the direction you are turning. Have you ever noticed how cars use turn signals to communicate? While driving, I saw a red light ahead. My dad said, "It's time to press the brake." The brake is the pedal you press to slow down or even stop the car. Without the brake, you wouldn't be able to stop the car safely. I gently pressed the brake, and the car slowed down smoothly. My dad reminded me to always press the brake carefully, not too hard, especially when stopping at traffic lights. Traffic lights are those boxes, if I may call them boxes, where you have the red, yellow, and green light. Let me ask you, what do you think would happen if a car didn't have brakes? As the light turned green on the traffic light, I put my hands back on the steering wheel and started driving again. The steering wheel is the round part of the car that you hold to control the direction. If you turn the wheel to the left, the car moves left. And the same thing if you want to go right. You have to turn the wheel right, and the car will move in that direction. My dad taught me to hold the steering wheel with both hands for better control. While driving on a quiet road, we saw a slow car ahead. My dad said, "If it's safe, you can overtake that car." To overtake means to pass another car that is moving slower than you. It's important to do this carefully. You should check your mirrors, use the turn signal, and make sure there's enough space before overtaking. I waited for a clear road, turned on my signal, and overtook the car smoothly. It felt like an accomplishment. When do you think it is a good idea to overtake another car? After driving for a while, we noticed that the car needed fuel. My dad said, "Let's stop at the gas station." Fuel is what powers the car's engine. Most cars use gasoline or diesel, but some cars use electricity or other energy sources. Without fuel, the car cannot run. At the gas station, my dad showed me how to refuel the car, to put the fuel in the car. He said, "Always check how much fuel you have before a long trip." What kind of fuel do most cars in your country use? By the end of my first driving lesson, I felt both nervous and excited. Driving a car requires attention and practice, but it also gives you a sense of freedom. Let's review the words we learned today. Dirt road, ignition, rear view mirror, turn signal, brake, steering wheel, overtake, fuel. Now it's your turn. Which word did you find interesting or useful? Have you ever had a driving experience you want to share? Write your answers in the comments. and read others' responses to learn together. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. Remember, practice makes perfect. Happy learning, and I'll see you next time.